Good morning, everyone. It is Andrea and Stephen from Pinning the Atlas, and we have a doozy for you. Take it away, Steve-o.
Welcome to North Dakota and to the best preserved military post in the entire U.S., Fort Totten, which was built between 1867 and 1873, but was decommissioned in December of 1890. So what do you say? Let's take a look.
So this is one of the classrooms. So after it closed as a fort, it became a school.
Oh, nice.
At the time, this was for the Sioux children, the Indian children, and for several years, do you know, it had a population of 400 students.
Oh, wow.
And it became a boarding school.
And it's just...
Can you remember doing this, carving your name?
Yeah, 58, I mean, that's... And the little, like on the desk, they had the tiny chalkboards. This is just... we've seen several of these classrooms, but it's
These are really
always
cute,
cool.
though, these chalkboards.
I know, that's a good idea.
And you've got
it's
the
kind of like the
inkwell.
old school iPad. You know? Oh, hello, teacher. Miss Over.
Apple for the teacher. Punishment, write 100 times. I will not dip Becky's braid in my inkwell.
That's funny.
Now, and look at the writing, the cursive writing, which is how I was taught.
Yep, which is a dying art form, unfortunately, which we did cover in a different video, which got a bunch of people riled up.
It did. And you've got the piano.
It's just the tin roof and everything. I don't think you're supposed to touch that.
Oh, that was wrong. That's the only thing that I know on the piano. Little bird I have heard.
Here's what I can do.
Merrily, merrily. You're going to have to teach me that one.
You're welcome.
And then we'll go out of this door.
Okay, to the next room.
But look at these books, these old books. 1942, Diseases of Cattle.
It's funny how...
Oh, the Book of Nawi. Now, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Nawi,
It looks like it.
by Grace and Carl Moon. Oh, isn't that a cute little book?
Yeah.
Huh. So this was the second classroom, but it also...
Ooh, general
It's-
merchandise.
Mercantile. Now, apparently William Plummer donated this stuff to the school, which is really bizarre, because you've got
Look
ladies...
at the ladies' undergarments on full display.
Yeah,
Ooh.
not the sort of thing school children.
I like it though. But again, I mean, all the stuff on display, the hats, and
The
the way
clock.
everything smells.
The sunshine biscuit bonbons.
Ooh,
And the signs.
oh, the signage is beautiful.
This is pretty neat, actually.
It is. They've got a little bit of everything in here. Spittoons, cigar boxes.
The old typewriter.
Oh, wow.
How to operate it for clerks.
Oh, nice. Where's the old-timey camera?
I don't know.
I
It's a
don't
Remington typewriter. Get back on track.
Sorry.
And the old green
yeah.
board, because it's not a blackboard. Chalkboard.
Chalkboard, yeah. All right.
So this is Fort Totten. Totten's little theatre. Now, I don't know whether or not this was a theatre back in the day or whether or not they changed it, but we can go in, so let's take a look.
Oh wow, look at this. On the side of this building, almost in the center of the screen, you can kind of make out where there used to be a window up there.
Yeah, now in England, back in the 1700s, maybe even earlier, you used to be taxed on how many windows were in your property. So in England, you'll see a lot of buildings with bricked up windows, and that's where the saying daylight robbery comes from. True story.
Now this building here used to be the boys' dormitory when it was a school, boarding school, which shut down in 1935, and then after that is when it became the tuberculosis ward. Look at the paint's coming off.
Apparently, the people that work here have had very strange experiences in this particular building for some reason.
Let's see if we can capture something. On into the next room. Oh, I like how they've got the keys hanging up there.
So I think this room is a dormitory. Now this has been put in after the effect.
Yeah.
So this is a later addition, maybe when it was a school.
And then over, oh, look at these.
All the hats.
The helmets with the spike in the top. Those are neat.
They have quite a collection.
Well, they do. Like the one that's got like the face shields on it. You'd imagine a knight wearing that.
And they've also got the
uniforms.
yeah.
And the glare is going to be our enemy in this one.
So these uniforms were worn in the early 1900s. Pretty impressive.
This looks like a basic room in the boys' dormitory. You got a little desk and chair. There's your uniform. Small cot with a little trunk, I guess, to keep your belongings, clothes, end tables. Basic table back there, which would appear that that's what you would wash in, your little wash basin, water, and then a stove. Boys' dormitory. We'll be heading down into the laundry room.
Yeah, this was also the quartermaster's storehouse and harness shop.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. So they've got some exhibits.
Oh, okay. This is not what I was expecting.
Old horse and carriage.
Safe down there. Canoe. Some plows.
Here, look, the quartermaster's clothing supply.
Wow.
That's a representation of it. And then here, the boys manufactured and repaired the harnesses and shoes for the school, but they also filled contracts for supplies of other branches of the government. Child labour. Oh look, the washing and ironing for the school was all done by the female students in the school laundry. By 1913, seam machinery was installed for the modern convenience it offered. Wow. There's bakery.
And the school band.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Interesting.
Next, it looks like we've got, ooh, magazine storage. What kind of magazines they've got in here. Oh, not what I was thinking.
So this was the powder magazine.
Ammunition.
Yeah. And I believe it became a flour storage for flour. Baking breads.
Well, I can say honestly, that's not going to end well for either one of those gentlemen. How do you get that close in them? That's quite funny.
That was
Target practice.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you should separate your targets a little bit more. But saying that, in those days, the accuracy of the firearms was not like it is today. So
Very true.
very neat.
So now for the museum, but it was the hospital
Hospital,
and
chapel,
a chapel, and
and a
later
cafeteria. Everything in one.
Oh my!
Oh, you can tell there was a hospital.
This would be where they have the dead bodies.
Yeah, that would be the morgue.
Solid. It's locked.
Yeah, but it's got that look to it.
And then here is a hospital room. The hospital at Fort Totten. You have a water basin and pitcher. Oh, look at the wheelchair.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's pretty neat. That looks pretty more comfortable than the wheelchairs today.
And look at the wood-burning stove. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and then how they had them all just lined up, as you see. Pretty amazing.
Right-hand rules.
Yep.
Into the cafeteria. Now, obviously, this wasn't a cafeteria back in the day. This
Yeah.
would have just been the hospital and chapel.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got an old printing press. And that's how it was set up, the picture in the background.
That is so neat.
Print shop in North Dakota State Penitentiary in Bismuth. That's what this photograph is.
Oh, okay. But it gives you an idea of what.
And this. I mean, you've got the uniform, the old sewing machine. Is that a sewing machine? No, what is it? Number 3. No, it's a phonograph.
Okay.
1900 phonograph.
Oh, I can see now. Yeah.
Now, wouldn't that have had the...
Because there is the speaker part to it.
Now, this outfit...
Very classy.
Number 6, it's a wedding dress, an 1878 wedding dress.
And
It's beautiful.
it is absolutely stunning, and it's so tiny. I mean,
Well,
you wouldn't even fit in that.
No, no.
I mean, that's...
And let's face it, I'm not going to say it. I'll save it for later. 1882, look at that. Stamped on it. The horse collars. It's a lovely little museum, isn't it? Another thing that I like is you've got the window that you can actually put your camera in.
That's what I was just going to say, because we always are fighting the glare. So irons and everything.
Look, so you've got the old washboards.
Yep.
I've never seen them like that before, with the pins going down. Look at that tiny
sewing machine.
A fiddleback sewing machine, circa 1880. That's pretty neat. And look at the cotton with the spinning wheel.
Some native pieces here. I like the jacket.
Number 9. It's a deerskin leather jacket.
Real leather jacket.
But it doesn't say what date. Oh, and look at the axes, number 7.
Oh, yeah.
Stool tones, various toners. Now, we've got one of those.
We do have one of those.
From our friend Carrie.
Yep. Thank you, Carrie.
So this was the soldiers standing. This is at Fort Totten in 1881, the picture in the background.
Wow. Ooh, nice AC coming on.
Wood canteen.
The little barrel.
So the canteen is 1860. Now, could you imagine, he's got a ponytail on top of his hat. Can you imagine? I wonder whether or not they're like flicking it to stop the flies. That's what I do with my ponytail. Yeah. I wonder what that was for.
I don't know, because you don't really look very tough doing that.
Not really, not really. Military men should be like butch and...
big, butch, tough SOBs. You don't want to mess with.
Clean shaven, short back and sides.
Yep.
Muscular.
Exactly how I look.
Minus the ponytail and the beard.
Hey, don't.
Oh no, look at these photographs.
Oh,
These are pretty neat.
those are amazing.
The two little girls in
In the flower field.
Yeah.
There's just something about those old photographs, isn't there?
And the ladies playing tennis. Now, could you imagine running around a tennis court?
Dressed like that.
Long sleeves. We had a comment the other day that said, Andrea, don't you get really hot wearing long sleeves? And I explained I do it most of the time to keep the sun off.
Yeah.
But could you imagine long dresses like that with shoes, because they probably had heels, running around?
Well, also, most of the time we wear long sleeves, it's because it's cold. Maybe it was actually cold in that photo.
Yeah. And a kitchen. Oh, look at the stove.
I know, that is cool. Fresh baked bread.
Dried beans.
It's just a cute little setup with the table, chairs, canned goods, the flour, corn up top, sugar.
Coffee beans. Room under construction. And this is just showing
The
you
bedroom.
a bedroom. Because
Well,
obviously this wouldn't have been in here. This is just the museum.
Yeah, I would say this is the perfect size for us. Just have a restroom somewhere. Good to go.
Tiny home. This is like a mansion.
I know, this is nice tall ceilings. Let's move in.
Oh, wow. Look at these. This must have been...
For people that were cut in half?
I wouldn't even fit in there.
Because why?
I'm 5'3.5", and that half an inch is really important. But in all seriousness, I think this was a mortuary originally.
Yeah.
And then maybe when they changed it into the school, after the fort changed, they made this into...
Yeah, I do as well, because that wall's definitely not... This isn't original. It would have definitely gone back, because
And
that's...
that would make sense then with the door around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Spooky. Makes you wonder how many dead bodies were in there.
And if they still remain.
Oh, that one's kind of broken. That one's jammed as well. Oh. Yeah. Wow. Now, what would be the top one then? A body lying that way?
I suppose. I've not seen one like that before, because that's a little bit difficult to get to. You can kind of understand if it was below, but...
Now, what you might not know, in fact you don't know, is Stephen used to work in a mortuary.
Yeah, that's all we'll talk about that one.
True story.
All right, so this side, also a bit of a... Okay, it's got a, I guess, a mishmash of
Yeah,
items.
just museum stuff. But this is like the kids section. That is one scary doll. In fact, some of the dolls are really scary. They've got a cute little tea set at the back and a pencil case. And they've got an arithmetic frame board. How you learn your numbers. That's pretty neat. Back entry into that morgue thing. Oh, no, it's a little cloakroom.
Don't know if we'll be able to get close enough inside. Oh, kind of.
That's a bit bizarre.
See the light switch. That's about it.
And they had a basement. Now, I wonder, seeing as this was a tuberculosis place and a fort, I wonder if there's any underground tunnels linking building to building.
Oh, there would have to be. Spooky.
Interesting. That was the captain's quarters, and then employee dining. This was the first lieutenant's quarters, but it's now an inn. And that was employee apartments. Shall we go in?
So this entire historic inn has been restored to make it feel like you're back in the late 1800s.
Yeah, and there's 10 rooms that you can book. And Jay, one of the innkeepers, he gives a full guided tour.
You can check our description below for the link to the website for more information.
Let's take a look. So, in the early 1900s, this was renovated when it became a school, and that's when this staircase was put in, I believe, and the people from the school used to live here. Not the students, but the
faculty?
Yeah.
So upstairs, this is just... I'm in love with this building. The way the wood floors creak, the stained glass, the windows above the doors, which you can prop open to get airflow.
It's like, oh, this is the one with the baby crib.
Yeah.
Let's go in this one.
Look at the bed. Steps to get up into the bed.
Look at the old hat. So basically, when you stay here, you're staying in the late 1800s. Everything here is either antique, original, or reproduction,
made
or
to
donated.
Look. Right, yeah.
So you're like sleeping in a museum.
It is, and Jay's been incredible giving us a tour and some of the history. And we'll just, like I said, just do a quick overview, but to come here and stay, like you said, you're staying in history.
Totally.
But for the price of a Super 8. How can you beat it?
And you're walking with the spirits of the past.
Oh, it's just... The more we're in North Dakota, the more I'm loving it. Crib room.
So this is one of the bathrooms. This is my favourite bathroom because you can have a bath, you can have a shower, but it's an old clawfoot tub.
Look at that.
And a room divider to give you a bit of privacy when you're sitting on the loo.
So one can be on the loo, one can be in the bath, and you wouldn't even know.
Well, you might. It depends on whether or not you're... So I didn't realise, so when it's in red, that's when it was soldiers, and when it's in green, that's when it was the school. So this is the commanding officers' quarters and the superintendent residence back in the day. Is this open?
Only one way to find out.
Ah, it is.
Ooh.
What way to go first, left or right?
Right-hand rules?
Right-hand rules. So this would have been the living area.
Nice fireplace.
Old organ.
Organ, piano. Dining room table. I like the dark color with the lights. Just gives it a ambiance.
And then this would have been... Well, there's a stove in here.
Kitchen?
Yeah.
So kitchen, dining, formal dining in the back one?
Yeah, I think so. So after this place closed as a tuberculosis hospital, it went back to being a school. And not just for the Sioux, it ended up being a school for all the townsfolk, children in the area. So this is the captain's quarters.
Captain's quarters and girls' dormitory?
Well,
What was going on there?
captain's quarters first, and then when it became a school, the girls' dormitory.
I see.
And then that's a photograph of, was that in the hospital? No, that is the girls' dormitory.
Yeah, it does look like you'd see an orphanage or a hospital or a prison for that matter at some time.
Yeah, totally. So this was the second lieutenant's quarters back in the day, and then at the school it was a sew and tailor shop. according to the signs. So-
I love the fact that these are the original structures, and it gives you the history of what was in here.
I like the fact that the boys were taught how to sew as well as the girls, and this is the sewing room, and it's got up here output of the sewing room in 1892, aprons 491, drawers pairs, so knickers in other words, 397, and it was almost like a little factory. You have all these little kids
Yeah.
sewing.
Won't go into.
I'm not going to say anything, but it's good. It's
No,
good that
it
they're
is.
taught.
Yeah,
It's
to learn a
yeah.
craft, and starting as a kid, I don't see that there's anything wrong with that.
So
to be
look,
honest.
so here is your dressmaking pattern. How to make a dress. Cut pattern. Insert pocket.
It's too many steps for me. I'm already lost.
True story. Okay, we're coming to the end
All right.
of our self-guided tour.
Yet another wonderful surprise up here in North Dakota. Now, these sites with the actual historical buildings that are still standing is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, they've done a really good job with the renovations and everything. And I believe it is the only fort that is complete in the whole of the US, as far as I'm aware.
It was part of the Pony Express?
Yes, I did.
True story! Fun fact!
And also, the 7th Cavalry that was here was part of Custer's last stand. And all of them died.
Are you shitting me?